and the tyres come off the beef.
Someone's shot. Freaking left-hand U-bolts are fucking MIA.
Welcome to our very last episode in the Cape York series, where we visit Five Sisters Beaches, Fruitbat Falls, and do the Frenchman's track.
It's going to drop on that side a bit.
After visiting the northernmost tip of Australia, we headed for the Five Sisters Beach Drive. We did this drive with two more friends we met on the road, Jessie and Amy.
There were definitely some nicer sections on the beach, but to be honest, we probably wouldn't recommend this to anyone and probably wouldn't be in a hurry to do it again. Unfortunately,
there was so much rubbish washed up on the beach, and it was also a very overcast day when we visited though.
After completing the Five Sisters Beaches, we actually made our way back towards Fruitbat Falls as we'd missed it on the way up.
We're just making our way down to Fruitbat Falls, and on the way up, well, when Josh was on the way up, I asked if he had any spare parts and he said no, and I said, "You sure you don't want to bring U-bolts?" And he's like, "Oh no, we should be right." Anyway, daily I've been asking if he's checked the U-bolts and they'll be fine. Well, we just come down to Fruitbat Falls and there's a couple of little whoopsies on the motorbike. Well, that'd be fun on a motorbike, and next minute he's like, "Oh, there's a clunking." And now his freaking left-hand U-bolts are fucking MIA, and so the right-hand one's dead straight, and that one's cocked, and the spring's about to literally fucking pull out underneath the diff. I'm fine, thanks. I hate people that don't pull over and see if you're alright.
Alright, Mel and I are just doing the rounds in the patrol because we were just about to go and look at Fruitbat Falls, and Kev and I noticed that Josh had a U-bolt come out of the rear end. So I think he's actually lost both, but we might just need one to get him out of trouble, hopefully two if we can find him. Mel and I walked the whole track back up where we came, couldn't find any. So now we're just on the hunt to see if we can find any 79 series owners that are responsible enough to bring spare U-bolts. Kev did tell Josh to bring U-bolts, but he didn't listen, so he might have learned his lesson.
Oh, I hate saying I told you so, but when I've asked if you've been checking your U-bolts, I should have just checked it myself, I reckon. Poor Joshy. Literally, there's a freaking inch gap underneath. I don't even know what's holding it on, to be honest. Good times. Well, I guess once we get this dodged up, the swim at Fruitbat Falls is going to be 10 times better.
Eventually we made it to Fruitbat Falls, and this would have to be one of my favourite spots along the old telegraph track. The swimming area is massive and the views are to die for. You could easily spend a whole afternoon relaxing in the water here.
said goodbye to Jessie and Abby and made our way to Frenchman's, where we saw some brumbies on the track.
It didn't take us long before we arrived at Frenchman's track.
I was worried we wouldn't be able to do this track due to the recent U-bolt incident, but I'm glad we got there.
The track started off pretty boring, to be honest. It was a flat road for most of the way before we reached these bog holes.
The bog holes were deep and long, so we decided to have some fun in them.
I don't know what I did. Sorry, that'll be bad footage.
The next section was steep and sandy and led down to a river crossing.
It's a brand new day. Hey. Wake up every morning and say it's a brand new day. Hey. Take a good day, make it great, okay? 'Cause if you got some lemons, make some lemonade. Yeah, chase those clouds away. It's a brand new day. Hey. It's a brand new day. It's a brand new day. Okay, okay. My whole life got them hand-me-downs, but what that meant was I had my family round. And sometimes I can't help but frown. Then I remember what I meant for. It's so simple, I just say, gotta just celebrate. It's gonna be A-okay. Life's too short to waste away. One step at a time's all it takes, okay. It's a brand new day.
Once we crossed the river, it was time to head up the steep incline.
Once again, Potter made it up this with no problems, but the same was not said for the 79. She did get stuck a few times, but when Josh gave her the berries, she made it up no worries. Clay Creek definitely was worse than it looked.
I had this great plan for me and Josh to both drive up this track, but unfortunately I was unable to complete my side due to it being so deep and it got that tight that I was going to scrape.
Kev decided it was best to reverse out and go the line that Josh had previously completed. After we both completed the bog hole, we stopped to have a look at the beautiful sky before continuing along the track. I should mention, somewhere between reaching this point, Kev saw someone passing by and they warned him not to go in this bog hole.
But I took a page out of Josh's book and I decided to try it anyway. This was the softest bog hole I had come across yet. I ended up just grading a path in it once we got through.
Kev tried to get through in his own, but no matter how much he tried, he wasn't moving anywhere. So Josh connected the winch and tried to winch him out.
That was close. Wow. Tree.
winch was just not working from behind and Kev's wheels just kept spinning and spinning.
Wait, Kev, are you stuck?
Yeah, fucking hell.
Do you need help?
This was in 4-wheel drive too.
Fucking hell, shouldn't be doing that, it's a patrol.
Look at that. Wheels.
Wait, who's pulling you out, Kev? What car's pulling you out?
No one yet. I don't want to fly easier.
Oh.
Nah.
What was that?
I just got the snatcher and put you all the way through the rest of it if you
Oh, because he's stuck, isn't he?
I think he's stuck.
Yeah. Apparently Kev said there's a gas line here that he's trying to find.
Oh yeah, I just don't want anyone to hit it.
Yeah, did you find the gas line?
Not yet, no.
Oh, it might be under the side step a bit.
I reckon there's a Telstra pit or something. I should have listened to that bloke, but Josh drove around and managed to snatch me out.
Check out that damage. Wow.
Alright, so dickhead me chose the hard line and paid the consequence like Josh did the other day. Thank you, Josh, for pulling me out, my friend. So I actually don't know if we told you, but I actually nearly lost my number plate when we got to the tip. There was a few bog holes down that track from Punson Bay, and yeah, she'd flipped right up and just about come off, and lucky I didn't lose it in the water hole. But yeah, I got a lot of rocks and mud stuck on everything. We thought we were going to lose a side step in that hole because I was just sitting straight on it. So far, I thought I scratched my rear bar on the wall, but yeah, this side step's completely McFucked, and she's bent. Good news, great news.
After that recovery, it was time to actually recover ourselves and find ourselves a campground.
We opted for this pretty flat area along the Frenchman's track.
Good morning. We are finishing Frenchman's today. We're about halfway through the track. We've still got the Pascoe River to go, another river crossing, and then there could be even more because sometimes on the map it doesn't show you the crossings or like the hard sections you've got to do until you actually get there. Don't know what's going on with my hair this morning. Last night was really fun. We ended up staying at this beautiful little campsite. It's nothing special, but it's quite nice and pretty, just out in the open. I chucked the drone up so you guys will see that, and yeah, just off the road of the main track. So stayed here last night, played some sequence, which was really fun. Mel and Josh brought that with them, and yeah, we'll finish Frenchman's today, and then I think the plan is to head to a free campsite along the river in Cowan. I think there's reception there, which will be our first campsite, hopefully, with reception, so I might be able to start uploading things to Instagram and working on some more content, because I have not been able to do that for like a week to 10 days, and even though that's like whatever they call it, first world problems, it still sucks because obviously that's what we try and do, is share so much of it with everyone that watches us and is subscribed, and I've not been able to do that, so can't wait to do that. But yeah, the boys are all packed up, and girls, and yeah, we're ready to go.
A new morning brings new challenges, and boy did we have a challenge ahead of us.
We were headed toward the Pascoe River, which is known for its steep entry and exit as well as being extremely deep.
drop on that side a bit. You're right. It's gonna drop on that side a bit. Yep. Keep going, you're right.
This here was the start of the entry to the Pascoe River, and I've sped it up because it does go for quite a long time.
This hill was steep and had a lot of rocks and ruts that you had to avoid. But we made it to the Pascoe River.
Once again, we had to take our time coming down this steep descent. It too was very rocky and rutted out. Once both cars had made it to the bottom, Kev was just about to cross when we found a problem.
I was just about to nose into the river when my power steering pressure hose decided to leave the group chat. This river was bloody deep and scary enough, let alone with no power steering. I opted to hook the winch up in case things went pear-shaped, as I didn't want my car filling up with water or floating downstream.
Kev and I were both pretty nervous about crossing the water, but to be honest, that wasn't even the scariest part.
What's going on? Currently stuck on Frenchman's.
On a rude angle.
On a wild angle. Can't even show you how good the
Got the
angle
drone
is.
up so you'll see that.
I've blown a power steering hose, so can't steer. I reckon I could drive this, but Holly doesn't want me to.
I'm
case I
scared.
break anything.
I'll openly say I'm scared that something else is going to break, and the angle that we're on with the rocks and the ruts is scary.
I reckon my wheels are straight. I can't even get out and have a look because I'm just stuck in some bloody rutted out rocky area. But yeah, I reckon I could have another crack, but everyone's settled for a winch because I don't.
Well, we don't want to break anything else, and power steering's enough.
And there's enough people here, so there's enough help.
Frenchman's 1,
Kevin 0.
Kevin 0.
Yeah, it was going so well too. I was enjoying rubbing it in because Josh broke his U-bolts and I've pulled him out of 3 bog holes, and but now I've had to winch, unfortunately.
Whilst trying to make it up the exit of the river, we got stuck on a pretty gnarly angle.
I stalled whilst trying to climb this and reckon I could have driven it with another go, but Hol was pretty nervous and wanted just to winch up. To be honest, I agreed as it wasn't easy with no power steering and wasn't worth potentially breaking something else.
With the help of some young legends, we were winched up the hill in no time.
Josh was pretty determined to drive up the exit, however got stuck in the same spot as me, and after another attempt he opted for the winch. Alright, thanks to the help of a couple young gentlemen, we have made it up the river crossing. Things did get a bit wet. She's not massive, like it's just a little bit of dampness under the mats. And yeah, I can't see it for shit, so now I'm just going to ride every rut out of here and hope for the best.
And we can smell clutch, so we're hoping that the clutch isn't...
Yeah, I had to tow Josh, and he was a heavy girl, so it was barking up a bit, and then she finally went, and then all we could smell was clutch. So don't know, it was in 4 low.
We've got PTSD.
It was in 4 low, so I don't know.
I just reckon there'll be a few hot spots on the clutch plate.
Yeah, it should be right. We'll just convert it.
We've got
when we put an FTE in it.
Yeah. We've got a few more ruts up here, and Kev just thinks he's just going to try his best just to...
Just Armstrong. I'm going to have big arms at the end of this.
Even though Kev had sore arms, we pushed on and made it to the top of the mountains in the Frenchman track. These views were absolutely insane, and I could not resist chucking the drone up to show you some footage.
Alright, we've officially finished Frenchman's, and all I can say is thank fuck, to be honest. It was fun, and we're glad that we've done it, but obviously broken a few things in the meantime. Well, I was just about to say, as well as Kev's power steering hose. He's also done a bit more damage to his outer rim. Luckily they're just plastic imitation bead locks, so they're just there for looks, but a bit more of that plastic has snapped off. And the clutch was running a bit hot, but seems to be okay, touch wood. So we're just gonna head to Lockhart, which is 30 kilometers out of the Frenchman's track in the opposite direction to what we were planning on going. But it's the closest town, and apparently they have some spare parts. So just to be safe rather than sorry, we're just taking it easy on the road. There has been light sprinkles, as there has been every single day that we've been up here. It's been raining a little bit. So we're just taking it super easy on the road, only cruising at about 55, 60k. Hopefully they have something that we can use, like whether they can make a makeshift hose or however they do that for the car.
Had to be the high pressure hose. It couldn't have been the suction one. I could have just put a barb in it, but no, had to be the high pressure one.
Yeah, Kev reckons he heard it literally pop and then
just smelt it. And then you could hear it every time you turn the wheel. You just gotta go. I was like, yeah.
So anyway, that's our plan for now, and then hopefully look, we're not staying anywhere fancy tonight. We're just staying along the in Cohen along a river if we can. So at least we don't have to get anywhere by a specific time. And yeah, we'll keep you updated. All right, we made it to Lockhart River. Kev's just fixing the car now.
There's a place to have a sexy diesel mechanic husband, doesn't it?
Absolute legends here. He was only going to charge us $50 to help us out with the car. We had to get the tyre put back on the bead because that had come off. We got some power steering fluid. Josh got some parts for his car and he literally said $50 and I was like, nah mate, and just gave him heaps extra. Because he just fit us in last minute and super nice bloke. So if by any means your car happens to break like ours did on Frenchman's, make sure to come down to Lockhart River. It's only about a 25-minute, half an hour drive from the end of Frenchman's track. And yeah, come to the mechanics here. He is fantastic. And just like that, we are ready to head off again. The time is 5:20 and we've got to make it to Cohen, which is about 3 hours or so away. So we were going to have steaks tonight, but we've opted for hot dogs. Mel and I have just done some hot water and popped them in the thermos so that they're ready to go and we can just do a quick, easy dinner when we get to camp and then have a new day tomorrow.